Hey guys, and welcome back to Pickleball King. So today, we are going to be going after an achievement in Hearts of Iron 4. So today, we're going to be playing as Finland, and we're going to be going for the achievement Finish Him, which is basically, as Finland, conquer all of the Soviet Union without joining a faction. So, let's get started. Alright, so for this achievement, I've actually not done any research, and this is my first attempt, so we're going to see how it goes. But I do have a little bit of a plan, and it involves three main steps. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to build up an army, which is pretty obvious. But our manpower and our industry are not looking so hot. So what I'd like to do is right here, we actually have some level 2 forts. And so across the border, I do want to build level 2 forts of the Soviets. But I don't want to have forts just on every single border province, because I don't know if we'll have enough troops to maintain the whole border. Instead, I want to hold them at choke points. So right here is a good one. I want to hold them at this choke point, and then I believe this choke point over here, or I think this one, yeah, hold them at this choke point, hold them along the border, and then like hold them here. So we are going to concede some land for when the Soviets do attack us, but I think it'll be best for us, just because I don't know if we'll be able to muster the soldiers, just because we start off with 17 divisions and they're not very well equipped. The second thing that we're going to have to do in order to beat the Soviets is to achieve air superiority. Now, the issue with that is we've only got 11 factories and we are not a very resource-rich country. So I don't think building an air force is going to be the move. Instead, I think we're going to want to put anti-aircraft into our divisions. And luckily, we start off in a really good position because we start off with AA already researched. So I think that's how we're going to try to maintain air superiority. And then the last thing we've got to do is we've got to maintain naval superiority. Why, you might ask? Well, first of all, the AI in Hearts of Iron just absolutely loves naval invasions. And second of all, whenever I play the Soviets, if I want a quick capitulation against Finland, I usually navally invade like Helsinki and then this town over here, Vasa. And so we don't want that happening, because we don't want them to, land behind us and then just flood in a bunch of troops. And luckily, we actually start off with an okay-ish navy. We start off with 2 heavy cruisers. And now these heavy cruisers, they are not great, but they can be improved because they have lots of slots, so we can add a bunch of stuff to them once we get some like naval XP and turn them into semi-decent ships. And hopefully we can build some cruisers or so, and just so that we can patrol the Baltic Sea. Just as long as we can like keep the sea contested, we'll be fine. And if we're able to do a push and take Leningrad, that'll be perfect, because then we don't have to worry about naval invasions from the Baltic at all. And so my hope is that we're going to have at least until 1939 to build up. So I want to just develop industry till about 1938, and then starting in the start of 1939-ish, I want to start working on forts, and we're going to assume we're going to get attacked. Now, we aren't playing with historical focuses, so anything could happen. But I'm hoping that obviously, Operation Barbarossa does kick off, and when that happens, if the Soviets haven't attacked us, we will go and try to fight the Soviets. And ideally, we and the Germans will do pretty well against the Soviets, but the Soviets won't capitulate, and hopefully the Allies will be able to D-Day Germany, causing Germany to capitulate, and then the Soviet army will be in shambles, letting us clean up the remains of them. Now that's the optimal playthrough. Whether that's going to happen or not, I can't guarantee that. But for now, we just got to go ahead and start developing Finland. And in addition, I forgot to mention one thing. We are going to go down the fascist path just because we need this manpower desperately. Just because this gets us another 2% manpower, and that gives us 5% recruitable manpower. And that is going to be really critical. So to start off the game, we're going to go down political, collectivist, nationalism, and then we're going to do the industry focuses. And the other thing is, in terms of Navy, the reason I want to upgrade our heavy cruisers instead of building new ships is because, once again, we have almost no resources, right? We have 12 steel, 2 chromium. We barely have an economy. And the thing is, upgrading them, although the ships themselves aren't, like, fantastic, if I just quickly go ahead and, like, create a template of everything we could do, like, let's just slap in a bunch of things. Now, this is probably not going to be the final design, but let's say we slap in, like, a bunch more guns. It's only going to cost $1,700 to refit it. Now, that is kind of expensive, but that is way better than building new heavy cruisers, or even, I think, light cruisers. I think it's going to be way cheaper, and then we don't have to divert, like, research or too much time into the Navy, while also maintaining somewhat control of the Baltic. Alright, so we've had an interesting turn of events. Germany has picked the non-historical choice, and the German Empire has reappeared. Now, I'm gonna play with this just because if I remember correctly, I believe the German Empire actually, whoops, that's not the German Empire, wait, yeah, this is the German Empire. I'm pretty sure once they do oppose Hitler, they have the Great Red Menace. So as long as they go down this path where they want to, fight the Soviets, that'll be fine. And also support the Finns. That could be kind of epic. Factory output plus 5%. So maybe this will actually work for the better for us. Again, I don't know how this is going to turn out. We'll just see how it goes. Alright, so we've had a civil war start in the Soviet Union, and it's in only a couple of small pockets, so I don't think this is actually going to lead to much. But we're going to watch, just because we are definitely not ready yet. Our military is nowhere near ready, but we are getting there. We're up to 20 factories. It's the start of 1938. We've got a little bit of manpower, but we could use more. But we'll see where this goes. I've got to say, this is one of the most chaotic games of Hoi 4 I've seen in a long time. The Soviets are in a civil war, the Spanish Civil War. The UK are just declaring war on everyone, Iraq, Iran, the Dutch. There's a bunch of factions. I think France went fascist. Yep, France is fascist. The Peasant Union won. The UK was supporting these Trotsky, but now it's just the US. China's already won their war. And the US already has a justification against them. So this is a whack game, but I think it might pay off. Also, I've noticed that this civil war has been going on for a long time. So I think if it continues to go on, we might intervene pretty soon.
2 seconds later.
So just as I was talking about how it got very chaotic, yeah, it got chaotic again. We sort of have weird allies, the UK, Germany, and like Poland, Romania, Yugoslavia versus France and Italy. And then also Trotsky's at war with France and Italy for some reason. I'm not sure why. And also the US just joined the faction as well. Oh, Japan has also declared war on the Soviet Union. Okay, this is very good. I think it might be our time to strike. I'm already starting to create a plan. This is going very well for us. Holy cow, the UK has popped off. They've taken all of France and they're about to capitulate Italy. That's kind of insane. The UK's faction is actually scary. But yeah, we are going to get involved in the Soviet war of destruction very soon. I am literally waiting for the supply hub to be built and then a few military factories. But once this supply hub gets built, I literally think we can start justifying. Alright, I think it's time we start justifying on the Soviets. And it's only going to take 30 days, so I hope this goes well. Alright, our justification on the Soviet Union is done, and so far I see 1 cavalry division on our border, so I think we'll be able to take Leningrad really quickly, and that should protect the Baltic Sea for us. So, I'm going to go ahead and activate the battle plans. I'm going to bring down the speed just in case. And here we go, declare war. Alright. And we're winning the one battle, that's happening. But the one nice thing is the Soviets, they also have a lot of resources, aluminum and a bunch of steel over here. Now, we need to make sure not to join any faction, because joining a faction will instantly fail the achievement for us. But we can accept Lend-Leases. Leningrad is ours. Very cool. I have to say, this is not at all how I expected the war to go when I was starting this video. I did not think that we would enter the Soviet Union completely unopposed. The Soviets demand Karelia. Yeah, Soviets, I don't think you're in a position to demand anything. Yeah, let them come if they dare. It looks like the other Soviets have also declared war on us. We also get an extra mobilization speed, an extra recruitable population, and extra defense. Now, we're not defending a lot, but this is actually really good. I'll take that extra manpower for free. Very cool. And also, this means that we're fighting both of them, so we can just bully both of them at the same time, which is perfect. Oh, this is cool. We can also ask Sweden for support. Sure, let's do it. Oh, Sweden sends volunteers 8,000 manpower and some infantry and artillery. Let's go. This is perfect. Honestly, right now, our biggest issue is in fact that we just don't have enough troops for the whole border. Up here, I've just put them on garrison so that they can clean this up. Oh, okay. So this is not ideal for us because the other Soviets just won. We got almost nothing. We did get some trains, but now we're the only ones at war with them, so we're gonna feel the full blunt of their military. It looks like our old friend Japan is coming back for round 2 against the Soviet Union. Oh, and it appears the UK and the US have both sent volunteers to fight us, which is not great. Alright, looks like we need to wait about 100 more days before Japan gets involved in the war. But I think once that happens, it'll get easier. But for now, I just kind of want to hold the front line until that happens, just because they do have a lot of troops and they are rather painful. And our industry is lacking. So right now the front is stabilized and we're just waiting for the Japanese to get involved. I don't really want the Allies to get involved because I don't think we'll be able to beat the Allies in a war. But Japan, I think we can beat. Maybe, if the Allies are at war with them. Alright, perfect. The Japanese have declared war on the Soviets, so this should give us just the help we need. Alright, we encircled a Soviet division. That is really good. Every encirclement is going to be very important for us. Alright, the war has been progressing very slowly, but we are making advances. Honestly, in the north, we can't push because I'm still waiting for this supply hub to be built, and it's taking forever because they're so freaking expensive. However, the Japanese and their whole faction are at war with the Soviets, which is helping a lot. Unfortunately, they're also at war with the Allies, which is pretty freaking massive. So the Japanese are basically at war with everyone. And also, yeah, Africa got, like, mostly decolonized, and South Africa is kind of chunky, not gonna lie. But, we're just chilling, fighting slowly. We don't have a lot of manpower, but, you know, we're doing the best we can. And in terms of casualties, we're at 108,000. Soviets are nearly at 500,000, so they're not bad. I'm gonna see if we can just walk into Moscow real quick. I think that would be funny if we could. The Swedish have been supporting us a bunch. Like, if we just click on a random division, look at that. Like, half the artillery is Swedish, a decent amount of the guns. It's actually pretty epic. There we go, Moscow has fallen. Now that's going to be a pivotal point in the war, I think, unless we lose it in about 2 seconds, which we might, because we are way overextended. Oh, the Allies just declared war on the Soviets, which is really not good for us, because we're not going to be able to beat the Allies. And the Allies have a huge front to them. So now our new objective is to try to cut off the Allies as fast as possible. Alright, our efforts are going pretty well pushing down south, but I'm worried we're not pushing fast enough, and if they reach the Caspian Sea, I think it'll be hard to cut off the Allies. So I'm hoping to cut them off at the Black Sea. Yeah, look at this. The British AI is literally cooking us. Look at this. They're just straight line. They took Skarsgård, and they're going to go to the freaking Caspian Sea. The UK AI is literally bamboozling us. Yeah, we're not going to be able to cut off the Allies, but there is a new hope. The Allies are at war with the Axis, and their borders are starting to get pretty close. Like, I know they've been fighting down here, but this could be beneficial? Maybe? I don't know. The other issue we're having is that our participation has gone down massively. We're down to 33%, which isn't great. Also, if you were curious, yeah, we're still trying to build the supply hub just so that we can push in the north, because they cost 20,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. Especially for a small miner, it's nearly impossible to build these supply hubs. But we can't push because everyone's just dying of attrition here until we reach this supply hub over here. You know, the AI is just pranking us. Yeah, there's no way we're going to cut them off at this point. So now we just need to grab as much land as possible. Alright, the Soviets at this point are 93% towards capitulation. And yeah, this is how much we own. It's not optimal. I wanted to own like this at least. But yeah, the Allies have really pranked us. And the Allies are a terrifying faction. Look at how freaking big they are. Like, they're basically the whole world. Alright, we've gotten the achievement. Holy cow, finish him. Let's go. I don't know if you guys saw that in the bottom left. I was about to talk about how we have this awful freaking border gore. As you can see, it's not great. I tried taking as much as we could. I thought we needed to annex the entire Soviet Union, but it turns out we do not. I am very happy about that because this is an absolute mess. I got a decent chunk. I'll give you that. I got way more than I expected. I also got a little bit of Yugoslavia just at the end there. But holy cow, I was not expecting that to happen. So yeah, if you guys are going for the achievement finish him, I guess the best tip I can give you is just don't play with historical AI and hope that the whole world erupts on fire. And then you can just beat up the Soviets with 65 factories. I'm actually really surprised, and we did this pretty fast. It's only 1941. Greater Finland is actually pretty great. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like, and if you really loved it, consider subscribing. See you guys next time.